Excellencies, thank you very much for the invitation and opportunity to share with you some of Sitra's visions for the digital future. But before I delve into digitalization as such, let me remind us of the bigger, larger paradigm shift that we are experiencing as we speak now. The Western world, particularly, and Finland, is in the middle of a dramatic transition currently from a top-down mass producing of goods to bottom-up co-creation of services, with the help, of course, of digitalization. In Finland, you may say that we got like 10 extra years of the old paradigm by the help of Nokia. Until we suddenly woke up to the cold world like 5 years ago when Nokia collapsed. The winner was not anymore the company who produced the most products or even the best products, but the company that was able to attract the best services on its platform, on its ecosystem. So the game had changed. And this game change applies not only to Nokia, but the whole society. And let me next then delve a little bit deeper what's behind this new green curve here, which unveils a lot of new dynamics and opportunities as well. And really the biggest, I would say, paradigm shift or systemic challenge that we are experiencing at the moment is really to increase well-being whilst disconnecting economic growth from the consumption of natural resources. That's the key message under the green growth curve. But that also unveils a lot of opportunities. And I'm next speaking a little bit of two particular kind of opportunities that this challenge poses to us. The first is preventive healthcare, and the second one is something that we call circular economy. And of course, as we are in this forum here, digitalization is the key enabler of both of these great growth opportunities, but also challenges if we don't address them in a correct way. And I'm happy to say, and I strongly believe, and we strongly believe in Sitra, that Finland, as a small, well-educated, collaborative country, has an excellent opportunity to become the lead market of both of these trends, because the world needs solutions for these challenges, and that's our opportunity in Finland. So let me start from healthcare. Healthcare is certainly one of the great opportunities enabled by digitalization. The new sensor technologies, genomic sequences, are providing huge opportunities for preventive care, and Finland, having excellent both medical and ICT R&D capacities and skills, have a huge potential here. But it also requires very consistent, coherent action from the public sector. Both, by the way, of these opportunities are similar in the way that they require very deep public-private people partnership. Not just public-private, but also including people to co-create the services. But here we really have to make sure that the conditions that the public sector provides for healthcare are in place and set in the right manner. In Finland, many of the people here in the audience know that is a very, very topical discussion, political discussion at the moment in Finland. The government is just putting in place the new framework conditions for our healthcare system. And I just want to highlight here a few basic conditions that we have to put in place in order to create a flourishing lead market for preventive healthcare. One is that we need to have a nationwide transparent steering via common service packages. This provides equality and cost transparency. The second thing is that we have to have a single channel funding. And we have to move from sub-optimization to holistic view and knowledge management from the people and citizens' perspective. And thirdly, we have to separate service ownership from service production. This is critical for releasing the innovation potential of the private sector. And we also have to attach money or to the patients or customers in the basic services. This is to empower people, and this is also a requirement in the EU legislation, and we have to walk the talk there. So these 4 conditions we have to put in place in the public sector in order to release the opportunities for preventive health and tap those opportunities in Finland. And this is very time critical in Finland currently. The practical opportunity that we here in Finland have on this healthcare is what we called is data, in fact, and open data. We have already 4.3 million people in the national patient repository, their health data in the national patient repository. We also have a lot of population-based biobanks in Finland, and we have, just as we speak, creating a genome database in Finland. And these 3 databases combined with other data sources like environmental data and also personal health records provide an excellent opportunity to Finland to build a kind of data-driven innovation ecosystem on top of which then these preventive healthcare services can be built. So we need the whole chain of activities here, and it's critical that we have this intermediary layer here for gathering and refining the data and providing it for the different user groups. And just remind you, there is no country in the world that so far has this in place. So here we have an opportunity for creating a lead market in a small, well-educated, agile country. My second growth opportunity relates to circular economy, which I would claim to be a new economic paradigm. It's a new model which generates no waste or loss and reduces the dependency on virgin natural resources. And in circular economy, products, materials, and their value remain in circulation instead of linear usage. And now for the digitalization audience, the point here is really that added value from the products is generated through digitalization and services. I like to use Michelin. It's not a Finnish company, it's a French company, unfortunately, but one of the leading tire manufacturers in the world. They are not anymore selling services. They are not anymore selling tires. They are selling safe driving kilometers. They attach sensors to their tires, and those tires are called back to remanufacturing, and the invoicing takes place via services. So they have a service-based business model, and they reuse the materials all over all the time. And of course this same business model applies to B2C area as well, because we are clearly seeing new trends, and the chairman already indicated that sharing economy is one of the key trends at the moment, and we all know that there is a lot of potential in sharing economy. Again, kind of building on existing assets and creating growth via services. So this is really the one way to disconnect economic growth from the consumption of natural resources. But in order to make both of these opportunities come through, we also need new thinking and new operating models. I would like to claim that we need like a new innovation policy. And the first notion here is that we have to recognize and understand that global competition takes increasingly place on the ecosystem rather than individual company level and basis. And this is from the kind of innovation policy point of view, and a very, very important finding. And Finland definitely needs, like many countries, visible global references, for instance, in healthcare, in circular economy, why not also in education, for driving new growth and attracting new investments. And really to create these new business ecosystems, we need to set some national priorities for new growth areas. I'm very happy to see that our current new government has set these very clear growth priorities, both in the health and circular economy areas particularly. It also requires multidisciplinary research combined with active experimentation. Our Prime Minister also just kind of emphasized the importance of experimentation and certainly very intensive public-private people partnerships. My organization, Sitra, for instance, is currently building together with 10 top biggest Finnish companies and together with the city of Helsinki, Espoo and Vantaa, the whole metropolitan area, a new what we call smart and clean metropolitan area where we are trying to build a new ecosystem and experiment and pilot new solutions and together. Because for instance in China they are, as we speak, building smart and clean cities in big scales, and if we want to export something from Finland, the first thing they ask is where are references. So we need the references in Finland, and that provides then the stepping stone to world exports. And definitely we also need then new incentives, taxation and regulation, removing some obstacles, and definitely last but not least, innovation-driven public procurement plays an important role here. All European countries, Finland I know spends like 35 billion euros a year to public procurement, and a marginal part of this goes to innovative procurement. So there we have a great opportunity for better public-private partnership. So ladies and gentlemen, this was all I wanted to say in the beginning as opening words here. I see that digitalization really provides us huge opportunities in many areas, particularly here I emphasized circular economy and preventive healthcare, but the technology is not the issue here. It's to change the mindsets, the thinking patterns, and really start doing rather than just writing reports. Thank you.
Thank you.